By the year 2825, cities had transformed into vast metropolitan fields with magnificent biodomes overhead. Society intertwined seamlessly with advanced technology, surpassing the wildest dreams of earlier generations. In these biodome realms, humans and AI coexisted, unaware of the cosmic strings weaving a grander tapestry beyond the shielded sky. In this imagined future, Elias, a renowned software architect, stood out for his creation of neural constructs with empathic structures. These were buildings or algorithms engineered to predict emotions, optimizing human-machine interfaces. Elias, a burly man with a short peppered beard and twinkling hazel eyes full of perpetual wonder, led an ostensibly ordinary life within the intricate web of tin can-like corridors in Cosmos City, one of Earth's largest biodome-enclosed cities. Life in Cosmos City was comfortable but highly regulated, with set hours for various activities. However, Elias's world extended beyond his programmed holographic screens and emotion-sensitive machinery. He sought something unheard of in the 19th century, a pet. In a society where real animals had become rare and somewhat performative indulgences by the late 20th century, Elias adopted a large, strong hound named Rex from a shelter housed in an ancient building covered with a mysterious film that made the dog's fur gleam under artificial blue light. Rex was more than a playmate. He was Elias's link to a tangible, non-virtual world at a time when most people were immersed in technological helmets. Every night, Elias fed Rex a specially formulated nutritional feed and frolicked with him in parks made from cardboard boxes. One evening, as the Arizona twilight set over Cosmos City and the artificial stars began to shine, something strange happened. Elias noticed Rex fixated on a holographic projection displaying galactic news, a section Elias seldom viewed. The dog's intense gaze was particularly focused on a news feed about the newly established diplomatic relations with the distant planet Zilia. When the planet's name was mentioned, Rex let out a low rumble, unlike anything Elias had heard before. Perplexed, Elias replayed the segment, and Rex's reaction remained the same. "What is it, boy?" Elias asked, not expecting an answer. Later that night, as Rex slept, Elias used his personal terminal to gather more information about Zilia. Apart from its recent admission to the Intergalactic Council, due to its favorable location, little was known about the planet. In the following days, Elias became increasingly interested, perhaps even fixated, on Zilia. Every time he mentioned the planet, Rex's behavior grew stranger. Unable to resist his curiosity, Elias contacted his friend Jenna, who worked at the Cosmos City's Intergalactic Relations Bureau. They communicated using encryption, as was common in those days. "Jenna, can you tell me more about the beings from Zilia?" Elias asked, noting Rex's attentive ears. Jenna, raising her eyebrows suspiciously, replied, "Why are you so interested now, Elias? Zans are a somewhat mysterious species. We know little about them, but they're believed to be highly intelligent and adaptable, capable of integrating seamlessly into other societies. Why the questions?" Elias laughed nervously, dismissing the idea of mentioning Rex's reactions. "Just curiosity, I suppose." Yet, the gnawing doubts remained. He began observing Rex for any signs of illness or differences, wondering if his pet was more than just a dog. Driven to desperation, Elias decided to take a direct approach. He used an advanced tool designed to communicate with highly developed AIs and redirected it towards Rex. "Rex, can you understand me? Are you really just a dog?" To his astonishment, Rex responded, not with a bark but through the device, articulating smoothly, "May I ask you something I've been thinking of for a long time?" Elias, dizzy with shock, stumbled back into his chair, grappling with the revelation. He realized that Rex, like everyone he loved, was a living alien from another planet. What did Rex, if that was even his name, want from him and from Earth? As Rex began to tell his story, Elias understood that his life was about to change irrevocably. Words couldn't capture the depth of the rabbit hole he was about to descend, nor could they convey how little he truly understood about the reality unfolding before him. Rex's synthesized voice, devoid of emotion yet reassuring, marked the beginning of a new chapter in Elias's extraordinary life. "Yes, Elias," said Rex, "I am from Zilia. From now on, my name is Rexan." Soon, You will find others like Spike, who also appear as ordinary pet dogs to humans. Elias sat, absorbing every word, trying to mask his shock. A rational man, Elias found the events unfolding around him almost beyond his comprehension. Rexan continued, I was assigned to monitor Earth's development of emotional programming. We Zillions are created by mindset and structures, but we do not understand bonds and affection. My goal was to learn this before any moves toward assimilation could begin. Assimilation? Elias echoed, his voice tinged with worry and disbelief. Do you mean to conquer us? No, Rexan quickly clarified, sensing the fear in Elias's voice. Zillia does not seek to conquer, but to merge our capabilities symbiotically. We want to combine what humans excel at with our strengths to augment both our kinds. Despite Rexan's reassurances, Elias felt a chill run down his spine. He tried to keep his composure, though none of his apprehensions escaped his lips. Why deceive me? He finally asked. Rexan explained, the mission required discretion, and your work, Elias, is indispensable. You are a pioneer of empathic technologies. It was natural for me to accompany you and observe your work, integrating our entities through your inventions without anyone noticing. Elias rubbed his temples, struggling to come to terms with the revelation. So, you've been using me to understand how to manipulate human emotions for your benefit, haven't you? Scientifically, if you break it down, yes, Rexan admitted. But not to imitate, rather, to emulate, to internalize, to apply to our own research. You have not been harmed, and your work has not been interfered with. During our time together, I've seen how humans care for each other in ways we do not. Rexan's argument was logical and convincing, but the betrayal stung. Trust, once broken, is hard to rebuild. What do you want me to do for you? Elias asked, his tension evident despite his efforts to remain composed. A dialogue, Elias, between our worlds, Rexan replied. I am an envoy, someone who has come to care deeply for Earth and its inhabitants. We can make our worlds better and prevent the fear and ignorance that could lead to conflict. Elias pondered Rexan's words, grappling with ethical dilemmas and the potential for scientific advancement against the backdrop of feeling betrayed. Finally, he looked at Rexan and said, I need time, Rexan. Time to consider how or whether I can help. That's reasonable, Rexan agreed. I'll give you the space and assurance you need. When you're ready to discuss, I'll be here. The following week, Elias brooded and immersed himself in research. He sought to establish a discreet contact with Jenna, systematically inquiring about the Zillions without revealing his newfound knowledge. Meanwhile, Rexan resumed the guise of a simple pet dog, maintaining the facade as Elias grappled with his internal conflict. Despite feeling betrayed by Rexan, Elias couldn't deny the moments of genuine affection he had experienced. The happy wag of Rexan's tail, the friendly eyes, and the familiar body language kept surfacing in his thoughts, reminding him of the complexity and depth of the situation he now found himself in. The hostility hinted at an underlying affection that Elias could not completely dismiss as fake. During this uneasy peace, Cosmos City buzzed with excitement over developments Elias had only dreamed of but never realized himself. A groundbreaking advancement in emotional implantation. News reports revealed that robotic systems now had the ability to feel and understand emotions, potentially bridging the gap between humans and machines. Elias was taken aback. Could this be what Rexan had referred to as the assimilation trial run? He couldn't shake the feeling that his research had been co-opted to further the goals of Zillia. This realization weighed heavily on him, causing both mental and physical strain. The looming decisions carried implications not only for himself, but for the dominant race of Zans. As tensions rose, Elias knew a decisive moment was approaching, one that would shape the future of both humans and Zans. Determined to act, Elias arranged a meeting with the Intergalactic Relations Bureau through Jenna, his girlfriend. This move was both strategic and perilous, given the intricate and often dangerous nature of interstellar politics. Nevertheless, Elias saw no other viable option that matched the urgency and clarity of this approach. On the day of the meeting, Elias was accompanied by Rex. He had decided to reveal everything, including Rex's true identity and purpose. He believed that the sheer complexity of the situation would mitigate any feelings of betrayal. As the Bureau diplomats, enhanced by advanced AI, looked on in disbelief, Rex shed his human guise to reveal his true form, a radiant being of Shelian origin, shimmering in blue and silver hues. Elias recounted their shared history, Rexan's objectives, and the potential benefits of cooperation, stressing the need for a common language to avoid military conflict. The Bureau listened with cautious interest. Emotional bonds, Elias argued, were inadvertently fostering the necessary connections for a genuine partnership. Over several sessions, the discussions expanded to include global leaders and extraterrestrial representatives. The dissemination of information about the Zans and their interactions with other species sparked widespread debate and hope. Rexan became an envoy for this potential merger, working intensely under global scrutiny. Elias and Rexan collaborated with scientists, diplomats, and scholars from both worlds to draft treaties for a new era. As a result, Elias was entrusted with overseeing the final negotiations, his familiarity with Shelian culture proving crucial. The treaty outlined a gradual integration of Shelian and Earth technologies, ensuring mutual benefits. Elias's expertise in emotional technology became invaluable, facilitating deeper interspecies understanding and cooperation. When the day arrived to sign the treaty, a grand ceremony was organized, attended by guests from across the galaxy. Elias watched as leaders from Earth and Zelaria formally shook hands, symbolizing a historic union. The applause and sighs of relief echoed from various planets. Throughout this journey of interspecies rapport, Elias remained at the forefront, embodying the advancement of technological and emotional interfaces in outer space. His relationship with Rexan, once marred by deceit, was renewed through trust, understanding, and genuine respect, marking a new beginning. Later, in Cosmos City, under a breathtaking sky, Elias reflected on his past. Once an ordinary man, he had embarked on an adventure fueled by curiosity, only to be tainted by betrayal and redeemed by reason. Beside him, children of both worlds played together, symbolizing the strength of trust and friendship. Who would have thought that Rexan, the once unrecognized guardian, now served as an emissary linking humans and Zillions? As Elias and Rexan watched the sunset, their silhouettes epitomized the union of human emotion and Shelian rationality. They were symbols of peace and hope. As the stars began to twinkle, each one seemed to whisper that life held boundless potential, dreams were within reach, and friends from different worlds could forge the most extraordinary connections.